Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you again for joining us, Krazy Kanucks Performance. Just wanted to give a little intro on this video as well. Hopefully you saw the one just previously posted about the Velocity Sled Performance overview and clutching. Here in this video, Colton's down there with Will again, and they're going to do a 4-wheel big wheel kit on the Indy 137 VR1, which looks really great. Good option as well. You kind of get rid of the 3-wheel back there, but they're going to go over all that in the video. And again, this was shot about a month ago, so enjoy, and there's a lot more to come. Thank you.
Alrighty, Krazy Kanucks Performance. We're back today with another video. We're at Velocity Sled Performance with Will, the owner. Today we are going to be replacing this 3-wheel axle kit that the stock one. This is on a 137 2021 MATRYX, and we're going to be replacing it with Will's 4-wheel big wheel kit. So Will maybe run us through here what the kit kind of entails, and maybe like some reasons, like what is the reason to kind of do an upgrade from a 3-wheel to a 4-wheel and that kind of stuff like that. Maybe we can tell some people, give them some knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. So, alrighty, so here we have our wheels. This is we were introduced this season. It's fully machined, runs very, very true. It's got our bearing with our aluminum 2-piece hub, which is bolted. Bolts are Loctited. These wheels come pre-assembled this way, and that'll run on our offset axle. This axle here is different than our 136 conversion axle. It's got a little different dimensioning, and it rolls forward to be able to run our big wheels in the Indy XC 137, MATRYX VR1 137, and the MATRYX Launch 137s without having to buy another track. So
you can see actually the difference here between the two. I believe these are the 129s, right?
These are the 129 to 136 blocks, and these blocks here are the 137.
Yeah, so you can see
big wheel block.
Yeah, you can see a bit of difference there. So
yeah, and that's the orientation difference that they sit. The front of the sled would be
this way. That's a good way to get a little video of that. So you can see the back one there for the 136 kit is pushing your wheels to the back, where the 137 is bringing it to the front, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
There we go. So that's a little overview of it. And do a little close-up of these two. You can see like nice little etching in there. All quality stuff, right? All the bearings that Will uses too are all NTN bearings. So
yeah, that's correct.
It's all quality stuff that's made in Ontario too, which is awesome.
That it is.
Everyone likes local.
All right, so now we'll move over the sled here. What we're going to do, we're going to loosen this. We're going to loosen this off. We are going to install this axle with leaving the skid in place and leaving the track in place. We placed the sled on pails instead of a stand. The pails will keep the track tight here, so when we loosen it off, it gives us lots of free play here and lets us get away on it. So first things we're going to do, we're going to loosen off these outside bolts. We're going to back these, once we have that loosened off, we're going to back these tensioners right off on both sides and proceed from there. For rear axle bolts, you're going to need 15 mil. For the tensioner bolts, you're going to need a 10 mil socket, and you're also going to need a 17 mil or 16 millimeter wrench. Back off the jam nut. We'll do that on both sides. I'm going to cheat a bit with the battery ratchet. Traditional ratchet works just fine.
You can see there, just when you did that, you can see already how much track tension's let off. So we got gain some room. Alrighty, pull the outside wheel off the side. So you can see here, he's putting it all back together off the sled the same way that he's pulling it apart. So that way you can store it. Some people might put this modification in, and then when they go to sell it, maybe keep it for their next sled, or if you trade your sleds in every year and you want to use this on your next 137, he's putting it back the same way, so that way he knows which one. I mean, Will deals with this stuff all the time, but for most of us that are not dealing with this every day, this is a good way to put it so that when you need to put this back on the sled, you don't have to call Will and say, how do I put this back on? So, a good little tip for you when you're taking it apart.
One other important tip also, you'll see in here, there is one thin washer, gold looking in color. It goes on the inside wheel on the side of the plastic standoff, not on the aluminum side.
Perfect.
Now we're gonna move over here. We're gonna grab our big wheels and get ready to install them in the sled. This is just a little demonstration of the size difference in the wheels here.
As everyone can see here, like we're talking some major size difference here. So maybe we'll get Will to kind of give us a quick little spiel on what would be a reason to do a bigger wheel.
Good reason for doing a bigger wheel is efficiency. I'll demonstrate it later on, but you can see here the rolling angle on a small wheel is very sharp. If you're running a deeper lug track, or if you're running a longer studs with big penetration, when this comes out of the snow, what happens as this rotates, I'll give you a little demonstration. Watch the tip here. Mark to this location. When it comes out of the snow rolling forward, the tip paddles back. With a small application, the tip trying to rip back is substantially larger than on a big diameter wheel. There's efficiency to be gained there with the studs pulling out of the ice or hard snow.
So it's all small things like that add up to make a big difference in the long-term gain, right?
Yeah, for sure. And the other thing is also what you're wrapping your track around. You're wrapping your track around a lot tighter.
That's actually a good angle right there to show. Picture of tracks going around there. You can just see, like he was just explaining there, like that's a very big difference. So
another real quick one. This isn't a very accurate way to test it, but it gives you an idea. I'll spin this wheel here. If you watch it in the video, you can see it really wobbling a lot. If you look at one of our wheels, when we spin it, it's running perfectly true.
Straight as an arrow. Wow.
It's all those little things that make a difference in the end product.
Wow.
Alrighty guys, here's a little trick we recommend. You can see here, these blocks, I've placed the nut on the inside there. I put just a little piece of electrical tape over to hold the nut in place. This will be, you'll see once we get it in the sled why I did this. Once it's all installed later, at the end you can pull the piece of tape off and you're going to be ready to go. Here we're going to install some Loctite on our fasteners. this in the sled here. So you can see here in a close-up, we have our wheels together here. Loctite on the fasteners. You can see in here on this angle, we have our nut. We have this piece of tape over here holding that nut in place. The reason that's done is it's very hard to get in there and it can fall out. So by putting that piece of tape in, you can gently put this bolt in afterwards. Start threading to catch the threads of the nut. When it's all assembled, you can grab this tape, pull it off, and you're good to go.
So you can see now that we've got that in there. So that offsets the wheels actually forward in order to fit that massive wheel in there.
Next, you're going to grab your bolts. This is a spot where you'll realize how handy it is to have the tape on that nut, holding that nut in place. This point here, now instead of loosening the axle bolt to adjust your track, this is going to be your bolt for adjustment here. So we want you to snug it up, back it off just a little bit. To be exact, if you crank it tight, loosen it off, one turn, that'll be perfect.
There you go. He's going to do the exact same to the other side. The other good thing about this kit, obviously you can do this at home in your garage with all your normal tools. So you don't need anything fancy for it. This video will also be a huge help for anyone that is wanting to order the kit from Will. He'll ship it out to you, and then you'll have a little install video on it to refer to as well.
This point here, we're going to grab our 10 mil and we're going to tension up the track a little bit. We don't need to get it right to spec, we just want to get it close at this point. Don't go all the way in one step. We recommend going about 3/8 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch steps on each side to keep it balanced. At this point here, what you're going to do is you're going to grab your wrench, tighten up your two main fasteners totally 100%. Then you're going to snug up these, and you're going to align your track without your outside wheels on. To do your track alignment, you're going to run your sled. You're going to adjust your adjusters to compensate, to keep your track perfectly in the middle. After that is done, you're going to tighten up your main blocks, snug everything up, put your outside wheels on. They will be tight, but they will go in. I'll demonstrate that right now.
Just like that.
Just like that there. We put our outside fastener on. Once again, we recommend running Loctite on this fastener. And you are off to the races.
Just like that. And so that's a little install recap there on the big wheel kit. Again, this is on a 137. He offers kits on 129s to convert them over to a 136, where you do a 252 pitch driver kit, new track, all that stuff with the 136 kit, new drivers, all kinds of stuff like that. And I can tell you from his sled last year, they're fast. And he will definitely be able to hook you up with anything like that. And there'll be some more stuff to come when we get out in the snow. We're going to do some testing on a few things. I think his sled's going to smoke mine. But anyways, he's always got some good tricks up his sleeve. He's always testing. That's the best thing about Will is he tests his stuff. Compared to a lot of other people, they don't have as much time or they don't get on the snow. He actually goes out there during the week when everyone's working. His work is put in on the snow, actually proving these kits and any of his basically any of his kits that he has. He goes and tries them before he releases them to people. So that's the big key, is that he actually puts the time and gets these things working.
That's it. Thanks a lot, Colton, for coming down. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to seeing you on the trails in a few weeks and getting this sucker all dialed in.
There we go. All right, guys. So it's Colton here with Krazy Kanucks Performance. We're going to put a wrap on this video, and I just want to say thanks to Will for having us up to his shop and taking the day to go through a bunch of different things and do some installs. So we'll get back to you soon. Thank you.
All right. Well, that was a great video. Thank you, Colton and Will. Sled looks great. I've had a chance, obviously, since then to see it in person with the bigger wheels. It looks awesome. Those wheels are really nice. I'm very excited on the 136 kit that I'm doing to this one. They're 9-inch big wheels, and it just looks sweet. Haven't seen it in person yet, but I've seen a few videos. Like friend of ours, Jesse James, has a great video. He did the 136 swap on his as well. So shout out to Jesse. Looks great. So I'm excited. Thank you very much. If you could like this video, subscribe to our channel. We got a ton more stuff to come. Thank you very much. Have a good one.